social media is quick to jump on him. And
well, is it because you live by the sword, you die by the sword? That because he has really leveraged social media, I mean, he has, to the point where it's almost become like narcissistic personality disorder. And I know that people have, he has not been at least clinically evaluated by anybody I know. I'm sure the NFL's got a dossier on this individual. But if you look at it, I mean, he has really leveraged, not only YouTube, but social media and Instagram and been a huge proponent of social media.
Well, I mean, the prime time all-star NFL performer, I won't leave it to a wide receiver, but I mean, if we go to any caricature of a wide receiver in a movie, film, story.
He's the guy?
It's essentially in line with a narcissist.
Well, I mean, like, it's easy just to say, hey, he's taking a big hit. Like 2016, he's coming across the middle and gets lit up by, what was that, the Cincinnati Bengals?
Bengals,
yeah. I forgot, like, number 55, one of the linebackers. I still remember the hit. Basically he missed the ball. He stretched out, had his head exposed, and like that was like a big step for like targeting. And I'm sure that guy got heavily fined and a bunch of problems. But, it's easy to say, oh, he's taking a ton of hits. He's crazy. It's CTE. It's mental instability due to concussions. But at the end of the day, is it really?
Well, I mean, before, what was his character before? You know where he played in college? I don't.
He has had trouble. So he grew up in South Florida.
Central Michigan University.
And, goes in and, plays for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And,
6th-round Steelers.
Had a pretty tumultuous past, especially there. What was it? He threw a ball at Big Ben and then they end up parting ways. And I mean, he's definitely leveraged social media. And is this,
there was a moment at the Steelers and he was a contractor by Facebook and they tagged him to promote Facebook Live. So following a game and a victory, during Tomlin's speech, AB goes live and it would broke code of the locker room. He was showing the outside world on Facebook Live and it was this big deal. And I know he got a boatload of money.
Well, what's bullshit about that? NFL Films is in every locker room. So when you come in the game, like when you walk in after a game and the coach does hey, brings everybody together and they kind of have the breakdown, maybe hand out some game balls.
Cowboys? Yeah.
Yeah. Like NFL Films is in every single locker room. There's a camera in there filming it. So to say that like he broke the code or whatnot, he broke the code in the sense that he personally decided to do it instead of the NFL, who loves to control all the optics. So I think the one thing I've always appreciated a little bit about the outrageous nature of him trying to be like, well, you guys are doing it. Why can't I make money and why can't I do this? And, the NFL is real good on guarding, hey, this is us, this is you, this is where the defined roles sit. And he started kind of blurring that, like when he put the John Gruden, phone call.
I would say
YouTube.
That is a breach of trust.
Well, but Gruden didn't really say anything. He just said, hey, man, you got a lot of optics on you. You got a lot of people making judgments on you. Just go play football. And he was like,
coach, I brought you in. You're my guy.
Yeah, you're my guy, which is Gruden. And, you're my guy. Just play football, man. Stop all this bullshit. Just go play football. And what did he say? I'm more than a football player. I'm a human. I want this. And at the end of the day, like, there's this struggle of like identity. And I think for him, who's really kind of gone into this whole kind of, he's gone hard into the social media deal. When this, Joe Rogan had a podcast with that doc that just got booted. I think it's Dr. Malone, just got booted off of Twitter. He's the guy that credits himself with the mRNA vaccines.
Robert Malone. He talked about something called mass formation psychosis. The idea that there's a psychological disorder and it's this like mass formation psychosis, and it's related to like social media and like the idea that like, you're detaching from reality. I think here, and I'll give you a direct quote from him. A very intelligent, highly educated population, and they went barking mad. When you have a society that has become decoupled from each other and has free floating anxiety in a sense that things don't make sense, we can't understand it, and then their attention gets focused by a leader or a series of events on one small point, just like hypnosis. They literally become hypnotized and can be led anywhere. And the statement that Jason Whitlock made, which is Antonio Brown is nuts and his addiction to Instagram and Twitter is making him look crazy. Whitlock?
Oh yeah, Jason Whitlock came out fucking guns a-blazing, which is typical Jason Whitlock, who we've had on the podcast and I consider a friend. he covered me as a sports writer in Kansas City, and we always got along. Didn't always agree with everything he wrote, but he's happy to go say it. And is it something where, I mean, dude, this is an interesting thing because we're looking at the optics by which we're presented, which is social media. And I hope to God, he has some wherewithal or some people around him to get him some help and at least figure out, like, if it is some form of TBI, traumatic brain injury, CTE can't be evaluated until somebody's gone. So they're like, oh, he has CTE. Well, we don't know that until they do it. And they basically have to take your brain, slice it into real thin, and then they put it, mix it. And I don't know if you guys saw that whole deal, but it has to be happening in autopsy. I hope he gets help. And I hope that he realizes that, the way he acted is not as how he should carry himself. And I hope he doesn't end up as just, another NFL player that passes away that I got to write, RIP on the NFL page. And it's a sad deal seeing those guys die. But I think it comes down to human connections. You have to get out and you have to go out and engage people. If the only engaging you do with people is through social media and the internet, it's fucking weird.
I agree.
Yeah.
Another opportunity to positively engage with other people, power athlete training programs. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. And if you need information, please reach out to us, info@powerathletehq.com. We can get you on the right training program. If you're into the education, check out academy.powerathletehq.com. If you need help, just reach out. We're here for you. You can hit me on Instagram @JohnWellborn. I try to respond to everybody that shoots me DMs and hits me with questions. I try to be real active because I realize that people need connection. Sometimes people need help.
You need help attacking vegan bots. There's a lot of them out there after you.